Alright guys, my name is Shervin, welcome to my channel. In this video, we're going to talk about the best premium credit card in Canada, which is the AMEX Cobalt Card. Now, I've previously made a number of videos about the best no-fee credit cards in Canada and also the best premium cashback credit cards. But I've never before talked about the single best premium credit card in Canada, which to be fair may not be for every single person out there, but for the vast majority of people is an absolute must-have. In fact, this is the card that I personally use for most of my day-to-day purchases. And of course, if you watch to the end of the video, I'm going to walk you through exactly why that is, why this card is so amazing, and why it is absolutely worth the fee that you pay for it for the vast majority of people out there. And of course, as always, if you are new to my channel and you enjoyed this video, make sure to smash the subscribe button down below and join the community and make new videos about personal finance and investing on a regular basis. And by subscribing to the channel, you get to see all my new videos right as they come out. Also, if you enjoyed the video and want to support me even more, then do me a favor and smash the like button down below for the YouTube algorithm. But alright, with all that said, let's get right into it. Now, this card has a monthly fee of $13, which is not all that much when you compare it against a bunch of other top premium credit cards. But still, it is a fee that you have to pay, and the card needs to justify why it is worth paying that much to own instead of just owning a no-fee card. And don't you worry, my friends, because this card offers so many benefits that is going to make that $13 fee look like an absolute bargain. And we're going to first start by looking at how many points you get by using the card for your day-to-day purchases and what those points actually mean. Now, with this card, you get 5 points for every dollar that you spend on eats and drinks. This includes any money that you spend at restaurants, bars, coffee shops, and also on groceries. That right there is a bunch of different categories for which you can get a ton of points, but there's even more. You will also get 3 points for every dollar spent at a streaming service that is verified by American Express, and the list of these streaming services is right here for you to see. So if you are already subscribed to one of these streaming services, you could just transfer the subscription over to this card and get all these points. You will also get 2 points for every dollar spent on travel and transit. And for every dollar spent on everything else, you will still get 1 point per dollar. Now, you're probably looking at this and saying, that's cool and all, but exactly how much are these points actually worth? Now, if you use each of these points to redeem for travel through American Express, you will get about 1 cent for each of the points that you have. But there is a way to make these points worth actually a lot more than just 1 cent per point. Now, Aeroplan, as some of you may know, is the loyalty program for Air Canada, and they have a standing deal with American Express where you can transfer your Amex points to Aeroplan at a 1-to-1 ratio. So for example, if you have 1,000 American Express points, you can just transfer all those points over and get 1,000 Aeroplan points. And for any points that you accumulate with your Cobalt card, you want to absolutely do this because each point at Aeroplan is worth about 2.23 cents when redeemed towards travel. So by just taking the points that you've earned through the Cobalt card and transferring them over to Aeroplan, which you can do at any time for free and instantaneously, you essentially more than double the worth of those points when it comes to redeeming for flights. And as long as you do that, you can just assume any point that you earn through the Cobalt card is worth about 2.23 cents, which means that you're basically getting over 11% value back when it comes to eats and drinks, over 7% value back on streaming services, about 4.5% value back on travel and transit, and over 2% value back on everything else. Now, it goes without saying that these value backs are absolutely amazing. I mean, just imagine 11% back anytime you buy anything at restaurants, bars, coffee shops, and groceries. That's absolutely insane. 11% is so much higher than all the competition. I mean, just look at the Simply Financial Visa card, which is the best no-fee credit card in Canada. That card gets you 4% cash back at restaurants, bars, and coffee shops. Whereas this card is getting you 11%, basically almost triple what that card is getting you. Not to mention that you're also getting 11% back on groceries, 7% back on streaming services, and all the other stuff. Now, as if all of this wasn't already enough, this card also offers a number of other features which make it absolutely worth the $13 monthly fee. In fact, the next feature is the phone coverage, which I've already alluded to in another premium credit card video. But it basically means that if you buy your phone with this card, for the first 2 years, it is insured against loss, theft, and accidental damage. This coverage comes with no extra charges if you already have this card, and it covers your phone for up to $1,000. So for example, if I go out there and buy a brand new iPhone with this card, and let's say 6 months later, I break the screen, all I need to do is ring up the American Express customer service and let them know what's happened and that my phone needs repair, and they will cover the entirety of the cost of repair, again up to to $1,000. Now, if you look at, let's say, the Apple Care Plus program, which is basically the same thing where you sign up for the program and for the first 2 years, if there are any accidental damages, they will cover it for you for completely free. That program is going to cost you $250, whereas with American Express, they're not going to charge you anything extra on top of what you're already paying for the card. And let's face it, most of us are going to at some point break our phone and need to go in for repairs, so this is another area where you can get a ton of value from the card. You will also receive other shopping coverages with this card, such as the lowest price guarantee and extended warranties as well. There are also a bunch of important travel coverages included with this card, such as emergency medical insurance, flight delay insurance, lost baggage insurance, auto rental insurance, and a bunch more. And also on top of all of these great features, you can get up to 30,000 points extra just from the sign-up bonus. Now, the way the sign-up bonus works is that for each month in the first year that you spend at least $750 on this card, you will get an extra 2,500 points as a sign-up bonus. Now, this doesn't mean that you have to spend $750 or more on the card every single month. For example, if you spend $800 in the first month, let's say $500 in the second month, and then $1,000 in the third month, you will get the bonus for the first and the third month, but not the second month. And again, for each of the months in the first year that you do this, you will get the 2,500 points, which means that you can get a maximum of 30,000 points extra if you do this for every single month in the first year. Now, as I mentioned before, this card is an absolute must-have for most Canadians out there, but who is it not for? Let's talk about that for a second. I would say if you're someone who just doesn't like traveling and you never travel ever, then this card may not be for you. Because again, you get the maximum amount of value out of those points when you redeem them towards travel. If you redeem them for, let's say, gift cards or whatever, you're going to get much less value. So as long as you're someone who at least travels every once in a while, you're going to get a ton of value out of these points. But if you're one of those people who never travels ever and you just want to stay in one city for the rest of your life, or I don't know, if you're afraid of flying and you don't want to ever step on an airplane or anything like that, then in that case, I would say, yeah, this card is not for you. Also, if you're someone who lives super frugally and you don't have a family or anything, you live by yourself and you try to avoid spending money on anything ever, then again, in that particular situation, you may be better off going with a no-fee card instead. But for pretty much anyone else, this card is an absolute must-have. I use it day to day for most of my purchases, and I've had nothing but amazing experiences with it. And so if you're interested in checking out the card, I will leave my referral link down in the description below, where if you use that link, it'll take you right to the Amex website, and you'd also be supporting the channel in the meantime, which I always appreciate. So if you don't already have the card and want to get your hands on it, make sure to go ahead and do so and start earning free travel as soon as possible. Now that's about it for this video. Hopefully you guys enjoyed that. If you haven't done so already, make sure to smash the subscribe button down below and join the community. Feel free to follow me on social media. I'm on Twitter and Instagram at Shervin House. As always, if you have any questions about any of the stuff that we talked about in this video, make sure to let me know in the comments down below. I always respond to every single question that comes in. And now with all that said, thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Cheers.